I'd like to call to order this September 8th, 2022 regular Board of Education meeting. Mr. Anagnostou, would you take the roll?
Mrs. Bissell?
Here.
Mrs. Cobain?
Here.
Mr. Miko?
Here.
Ms. Stochek?
Here.
Mrs. Hausum?
Here.
We are all present. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next on our agenda is our district goals. Our district goals remain academic achievement and growth, financial prudence, and community engagement, and we measure all of our decisions by those goals. Public comment, I have no slips. Is there anybody who would like to address us? Should we do the addendum first?
Sure.
No, next is our superintendent's report. Dr. Ryba.
Thank you, Mr. Miko. I'll turn it over to Jenny to go through the human resource report for this meeting. Jenny?
Thank you. Under Human Resources this evening, I have the following for your consideration. Under B1, we have the resignation of a non-certificated staff, and I guess this needs a vote.
Due to the fact that there's no consent
Yeah.
calendar for this agenda, every item's going to have a vote for it. So that's the only reason for the votes for these.
We want to be just like city council.
Yes.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Hausum, second by Mrs. Cobain. Any discussion? Hearing none, would you take the roll?
Mrs. Hausum?
Yes.
Ms. Cobain?
Yes.
Mr. Miko?
Yes,
Ms. Stochek?
Yes.
And Mrs. Bissell?
Yes.
and the motion carries.
Thank you. Under B2, we have the appointments for non-certificated athletic supplemental contracts. We have the, for your consideration, the approval of a new varsity girls head basketball coach, Madison Farnbach. We have head girls lacrosse coach for the high school, Sandy Hagan. And finally, head varsity wrestling coach for the high school, Tim Orlowski. And Tim is here tonight, so thank you for being here, Tim. So we want to welcome them to our staff upon your approval and vote.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Hausum, second by Mrs. Cobain. Any discussion? Well, we have him here, so let's get him up at the podium to say hello and tell us a little bit about himself.
Hello, I'm Tim Orlowski, as she said. My wife is Jen, who works at the high school as a secretary. I've been coaching wrestling in Strongsville now. This will be year 6. I was at the high school for 3, 2 down at the middle school as head coach, and now, thankfully, I was hired on as the head coach for the high school. Really excited. I grew up in Garfield Heights, wrestled for 13 years there. I've been coaching baseball also at Strongsville for, this will be year 6. So I'm just truly excited to get going and to get more involved community-wise with the wrestling team, because that hasn't happened before. So that's something I'm looking forward to doing, and working with the youth and middle school coaches to get everybody on the same page throughout the whole program. So, you guys have any questions?
When does the season start?
November 12th, we can actually start wrestling.
And when's the first match?
That way, I'm meeting actually with Denny as soon as this is done. We're setting up a meeting to go over the schedule.
Let us know, because we'll want to attend
Sounds
and
good.
root you guys on.
All right, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please take the roll.
Mrs. Hausum?
Yes.
Ms. Cobain?
Yes.
Mr. Miko?
Yes,
Ms. Stochek?
Yes.
Mrs. Bissell?
Yes.
and the motion carries.
Congratulations to Tim and the rest of our new coaches. We look forward to all that they're going to bring to our athletic program at the high school. Going back to the main agenda, we have one item for your consideration. Be it resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent that the service agreement between Strongsville City Schools and the Impact Group be approved as presented in Exhibit A at a cost of $35,500.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
I lost voices. Motion by Mrs. Hausum, second by Mrs. Cobain. Any discussion?
No.
Please take the roll.
Mrs. Hausum?
Yes.
Mrs. Cobain?
Yes.
Mr. Miko,
No?
Ms. Stochek,
Yes.
and Mrs. Bissell.
Yes.
And the motion carries.
And that concludes the superintendent's report.
Excellent. Next on our agenda is Board of Education Other. Do we have any others? This is an incredibly efficient board meeting. I'm very happy about it. We do have a football game tomorrow, so if nobody has anything to do or any other plans, we are playing, who are we playing?
Solon.
Solon. So it will be a great game, and I know it's the Strongsville Football League night, which is always fun to recognize our athletes and our cheerleaders who have been part of the Strongsville Football League program as very young athletes, and now to see them as varsity athletes is fun.
I
So
think it's Sarar night too, isn't it? It is. So,
even better.
Yes.
So, any other others? We do have reason for executive session under the topics of.
To consider the employment of a public employee.
Do I have a motion?
so moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Hausum, second by Mrs. Cobain. Any discussion? Please take the roll.
Mrs. Hausum,
Yes.
Ms. Cobain,
Yes.
Mr. Miko,
Yes,
Ms. Stochek,
Yes.
Mrs. Bissell.
Indeed.
the motion carries.
Does that count?
Indeed counts. We do have executive session. It is, we will enter into executive session at 7:10. We have no expectation of further business. Thank you for your attention to this very long and gruesome meeting, and have a very nice evening. Go Mustangs, and congrats, Tim.